I'm super excited today. I actually got a SpotOn Collar in the mail. Today I'm going to actually open this up. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what the contents are. Now the SpotOn Collar runs about $1,500. So if you have a collar that you want to share with me, I'll be happy to unbox it and share with everybody kind of what it does and how it's different. All right, so here we have the SpotOn GPS fence. Let's go ahead and open it up and take a look. Okay, so here's the device itself. This is actually a GPS-based collar. Take a look. There is the device itself. We have, I think, obviously an on button. And the collar does, I believe that this is for like an 18-inch dog. In the box, of course, we have our instructions. And then we have a couple of other things. I believe this is to hold the collar, and it's got a little charging port right back here. USB, and that is a USB-C cord, just so you know. We have the plug for the SpotOn collar. And of course the tester and the prong pieces. I'm gonna leave those in there for right now just because I tend to lose things. Now, one thing I like about this collar is I like the way this is nice and rubberized, almost it has kind of that feel of waterproofness to it. And I also like the texture of this collar. I know that doesn't seem like a big deal, but being able to clean them and kind of keep them safe is sort of important. Now the SpotOn actually does come with a pretty straightforward manual, okay? Has nice written instructions that are in here about what's included, how to set up your fence, and take care of anything that you need to take care of. So taking a look at this, you can see that it's a USB. Let me go ahead and hook that up. To charge the collar, you actually want to plug in this. This collar is going to end up sitting with its two devices right back there. And of course the power button right here. Okay. I really like that holder. I think that's super smart for getting it charged. So I'm gonna go ahead and charge it up and we'll see what we have. So now I have the collar all charged up, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and set a fence. Now the SpotOn collar specifically will set up a fence just by walking your boundary. So it's really easy to set up. It actually, you'll see it on the app actually drawing the line of the boundary. I have actually set up a fence up at our cottage, and I gotta tell you, one of the things that really impressed me with this collar is the accuracy of this GPS fence. It doesn't matter what kind of collar you have, you are always going to get some sort of drift with your GPS. So you wanna give yourself a spacing of about 10 feet from where you're laying your border. And of course, you want to stay away from any obstructions, such as a house or other items, because it can interfere with the GPS. The other thing that you can do is if you are walking a spot, just a straight line, or let's say you have a really wide, large area and you need to use something like an ATV, you can actually start the fence with a pinpoint, drive to wherever you need to, and then actually put that pin down. So it kind of gives you two options. The other thing I will tell you is that when I tested this against the fence, I was super impressed at how accurate it came off. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually lay a flag tape in my backyard. I'm gonna set the fence and let you watch how I do that. And then I'm going to walk towards that fence and show you how well this responds to that fence line. So join me outside. I'm gonna go ahead and set this fence so that we've got it running, and then we'll give it a test. Now, when you're setting your boundary on any of these systems, you need to think a little bit about your spacing. You need about 80 feet in between 2 points. So thinking of a rectangle, 80 feet, that's a pretty large area. So think a little bit about your house space that you're gonna have. Second thing is, what my purpose is in this video is I'm gonna actually set a boundary, and I'm gonna actually use this hosta, and I'm gonna connect it to my neighbor's deck over here, and I'm gonna kind of put this orange flagging tape. I'm gonna walk the boundary with this, set the fence, and then I'm gonna test it because I want you to see how accurate this GPS fence is. And this is the one thing that really impressed me. Now, it's not to say that you can't have variation. You are going to have variation regardless of the GPS fence that you use, and I really believe that. Not only is the technology constantly changing, but your satellites are constantly changing. So just keep that in mind. But one of the things that I noticed was really the consistency of, as I approached the fence, how I heard the sound and the boundary really being responded to. Now, it's a good thing my neighbors are actually at work today, because I'm sure if they saw me, of course they could be off, in the backyard setting up an orange line, they're wondering what in the world I'm doing. But I have a really good relationship with my neighbors, so I feel comfortable doing that today. Okay, so I'm gonna take my collar, I'm gonna go ahead and take my phone, and I'm gonna go ahead and set the two together. I'm gonna be walking a pinpoint right here with my collar and my phone in my hand, and I'm gonna be moving across. Okay, so the collar is reading me. I'm gonna hit the start button. All right, let's go for a walk. Now I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna jump this little pool I have here. I'm gonna hit resume. There we go. And I'm just gonna keep going. Now, the other thing that I want to mention is when they're making recommendations in your instruction manual, that is best practice. There is always going to be variation for best practice. If what you're getting is the end result of what you want, then that's okay. But if you're also wondering, hey, look, I set my fence up and I have a 50-yard boundary, but it's really supposed to be 80, make sure you're doing best practice. Okay, so now it's asking me to test, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk to this boundary, and you're gonna see exactly where it goes off. Okay, and you can see my fence is actually saving now. Let me do it again. This time I'm actually gonna raise my hand because you may not be able to hear it. By the way, I think I may have stepped in dog doo-doo. Okay, now you can see how consistently that is going off as I actually walk that boundary. And that's why I say, even though this is $1,500, if you want something that really has strong accuracy and consistency, this is a great fit. It's also waterproof. There are some drawbacks, just like with every collar, and there's some benefits. That is the biggest benefit of this collar. Hey, I'm Kay Thompson. By the way, if you found that video useful, please like and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you check out my affiliate links down below. Thank you. Bye.